The following is a collection of the best clips that I could find on the DMT laser experiments.
Real research. There's a lot of writing that is what looks like Indian architecture to me.
I see a pattern of code.
Mm-hmm.
It's all just like linked.
When I was a little kid, I actually spent a lot of time with my grandparents. My grandfather was a nuclear physicist. I remember he was telling me about black holes. And that terrified me.
I was like, that's just mind-boggling. It's a monster, right?
But at the same time, it fascinated me. What tools can we use to expand our knowledge? And for me, dimethyltryptamine, also known as DMT, was the tool that led me to the discovery.
When I first saw the phenomenon, it was like, holy shit.
But then it was actually like, whoa, what is happening?
Am I losing my mind? But then I showed other people, and things kept getting weirder.
Just for the record, I haven't told him anything. Okay, just tell me what you see.
Oh my God, come on.
Wow, what the fuck? Holy shit. I just saw something.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh, I've seen that. I feel it.
I've been under the influence of mind-altering substances a lot, but I've never seen anything like that. Whoa.
I showed over 100 people, and I kept asking myself, how are all of us seeing the same thing?
Oh my God. It's changing shapes right there.
The laser was revealing numbers and letters running in a pattern.
They're almost like this big here, and it looks like code.
It looked like programming code.
It's definitely saying something, and I just want to take a picture of it and translate it.
Wow.
You see that?
Okay, so yeah, it's now stuck.
No.
It's stopped because of the light.
No, it's on its own side. Light is just literally revealing it.
And each angle shows you different layers, different ways through it.
I could see through the wall. It's not like a hallucination. It has spatial awareness and permanence. I don't know. Whoa.
For centuries, mankind has attempted to explore these psychedelic, altered states, but we've never had a repeatable, testable phenomenon to observe until now.
Wow. I'm obsessed.
It's like you could see through the laser into another dimension.
I mean, like, take yourself to that. Like, I just made a connection that nobody made before, which is a simple connection. The claim is, if you project a diffracted laser on a surface and you smoke DMT, you will see code running in surfaces. Yes, like in the Matrix.
So there are a few possibilities. One,
I lost my mind, which is the coolest losing your mind ever in history.
the second option is that
This is the biggest discovery of humankind. If anybody ever asked themselves what it would be like to know you live in the Matrix for sure, well, I know for sure. I'm convinced.
So where do we go from here? All I know is
It's about to get crazy.
And the current theory of consciousness right now is that consciousness does not occur in the brain. And I think this was proven a couple months ago, or we had a step towards it a couple months ago. I can't remember the study, but he talks about it. Federico Fagin talks about this, and Rupert Sheldrake, that consciousness is something that comes from outside of our head, and our brain acts like a filter for consciousness. So that when we do things like psychedelic, it's really muting and turning down that filter on consciousness.
They talk about this?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Wow.
I want you to get them on just so I can personally watch the episode.
I'll do everything I can to get them on. That sounds fascinating. You know, on another subject, I mean, on the break, we were talking about some laser, and I've heard this too.
Yeah.
I'll just let you do it, but basically it was lasers with ones and zeros visibly inside of the laser.
So let me just set this up. So if you bought like a DeWalt laser level at Home Depot and it paints that line across the wall, and then you put something in front of the laser to kind of diffuse it. So you take it from being a really thin laser line and then spread that sucker out so it's like 6 inches wide, big fat line of laser on the wall. And then you get somebody that's on DMT or psychedelics, almost any psychedelic, I think. When you look at that, you can see, number one, you can see through the wall.
You can see through the wall.
You can see through the wall.
Where the laser is or just through the wall?
Right where the laser is, you can see through the wall. You can even put it on your arm and the code changes on your arm. If your arm gets in front of where the wall is, the code is completely different.
Are you what?
I didn't believe this. So this was viral on TikTok. Someone stole the TikTok video and reposted it on their X account. I saw this guy. His name is Danny Goler. And he's one of my good friends if you want to have him on.
I'm listening.
I'll put you guys in touch. So I see this video and I'm watching the behavior of the people observing everything to see if they're lying. Because I'm a behavioral expert. I'm looking for deception and lies and all this stuff all the time. They were all truthful. So I called my assistant. I said, get this guy wherever he is, fly him to my house or fly him where we can meet up somewhere. I want to try this out. So we flew to a place. We wound up flying to a place where DMT is not illegal. And we shine this thing on the wall. And I've never done DMT before until this day. And oh my God, that's a whole nother 3-hour podcast. But while you are in the DMT state, you get close to the wall and you can see code that looks kind of like alien writing, like you'd see, and then some that look like kanji, Japanese characters. But the thing is, when you're hallucinating something, like sometimes hallucinations change and warp and modify a little bit. This is permanent, solid. So like, and if you move your head, the code stays in the same place. And if you move the laser on the wall, like you take the laser level and scoot it up, different code reveals itself as the laser is moving.
Wow.
And then you get 2 or 3 people lined up and they all see the same thing. And I have looked into this quite a bit because I thought there's no way this could be true. But the first time I saw it, I wept. There's a video of me watching it on YouTube. And it was just, you're seeing something, but you're left with no answers. Like the only thing you have coming out of that is like, what the hell did I just see?
Do you have any theories on this?
None.
Nothing.
Once you see it, like your ability to think that you have shit figured out is gone. It's gone. I have no explanation for what the hell it is, but it's fascinating.
Wow.
And I think this is gonna, within our lifetime, if Danny keeps going with this research, we're gonna have a big breakthrough in consciousness understanding of like what the hell it is. But it's beautiful and makes you feel stupid,
man,
at the same time.
Well, can I mention what you're getting ready to do, or do you want to we keeping that?
Oh, you can. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video about it. Yeah.
All right. So you're doing the intravenous psychedelic experience that I guess, apparently basically almost nobody has done.
Yeah.
And gonna do some super deep work. Man, I would, no bullshit, I would love to get you back here.
This is so bizarre. So initially I thought it would be lots of just clean, equally perfectly spaced lines of code, like the way that I was imagining it.
Yeah.
And then looking at it, even I can see it now, some. And none of it makes any sense. And if it was a hallucination, A, it would move.
When you move, you mean? Like when you move, it will move with you, is what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it would morph, is what I mean. It could morph over time. And these are like object permanent. And I can see stuff in that direction, and I can move this way, and I can see in that direction. Like I'm looking beyond this little thing right here. And it's just weird. And it's even weirder that we can see it with our eye, you know? There's no microscope here. There's no large hadron collider. We could just like shine a laser on a wall, and there's some.
But you have to bring your consciousness to a different state.
Yeah.
Which actually tells you something very big about what consciousness is. There's a continuum there.
Yeah.
It's not just what it is. There's like there's gradation of it.
Yeah, you get to that state, and it's just.
I think you nailed it with saying that it's weird. I think there's something very bizarre about it. It's like you don't expect to ever see this in your lifetime.
Yeah.
It's not something you ever expect to happen to you.
Yeah. And it's not, your brain isn't ready for it. And like when I saw it, the first 10 seconds is, this is a suggestion. I've gotten primed to see this stuff. And then I saw the same characters that you saw, identical characters.
It's not just the content. Would you agree that there's something about the way that it appears that makes it clear? You don't need a research grant. Like for you, when you see it, you're like, oh, it's like it is there. Like it's not. No matter how much I told you, it doesn't matter. Like it's just there. Like,
it's there.
Yeah.
It's plain as day. You can see it. And it's permanent. So like if I move my head down, I can't see him right now anymore. I'm not really back in that state of consciousness right now. But moving my head down, I can see up. Like there's code back behind here and above it, and there's code back down. And it's almost, for me, it's like I'm looking at something that's on the wall and behind the wall at the exact same time. So it's like later on the wall and 5 feet behind it. So, and then when I try to look up, I can look up, and none of the numbers move or morph or change like we would think, like with a hallucination. Like anytime you hallucinate anything, you're going to have changes start to occur. They're going to have morphology. You're going to have, because anything that's hallucinogenic, the drug progresses. So I'm going to go through stages of this and stages of that. So things are going to change, but this is constant and it stays in the same place. And it's as clear as day. There's no like, oh, you need to squint, you need to imagine it, you need to like work on your visualization skills a little bit more. And then like someone's whispering in your ear that, oh, imagine that what if you could see characters in there? And just kind of suggesting these things to you. There's none of that happening. And I'm a pretty skeptical dude. And this is 100% easy to do. You don't need a microscope. You don't need an MRI. You don't need a research grant. You don't need $1 million to perform this thing. And there's no hardcore parameters. You throw it on a tripod and it's on a wall beside you. Like there's nothing fancy about this. And this can be duplicated so easily. For me to profess that I know what the F is going on right there, I have none. I have no idea. So if you're watching this, I'm a scientist. No idea what that is, but it is written in there. There's 100%. There's code inside of that. And it's not Japanese. It's not English. It's not ones and zeros like I thought it would be, like binary code. It's something else, and it's there. And what's amazing is that it doesn't matter if you move the laser. So like if I'm looking at that map over there and I'm looking at a hill on that map and somebody shines a flashlight on that map, you can still see the map. You're just seeing different pieces of the map.
And that's exactly what it's like. So when Danny was moving this laser up and down, I was just seeing higher code that was up here and then code down here, just like someone was shining a flashlight on it. So it was object permanent. And it was locked in place of like where it is for the most part. There were a few moving parts, some little things that looked like they were like gears, almost like a gear that you would see inside of maybe a cell.
Oh, yes, that is definitely there. I'm not tripping out of my mind. I'm not hallucinating. There's nothing swirling in my vision. I'm not getting things melting. The ceiling hasn't turned into an ocean. I'm not at that level. I'm barely under the influence of this thing. And then boom, it's right there and it's just there. And I ended up attempting it again. And it took me about 5 or 6 or 7, maybe even tries more. And then finally, I saw the code. Now, I want to talk about in this video why I think that the code is actually there. This isn't to say anything at all about what it is, right? We're calling it the code of reality. That's what Danny has dubbed it. But we don't know what that means. That's just the name that we're giving it. We don't know what it is, but I can share with you from my experience. And you're probably thinking, well, like, oh, it took you 15, almost 20 tries maybe before you finally, hallucinated it, before you finally were able to convince yourself and his suggestion was able to sink in. But I don't think so. There is this sort of, you're still in touch with reality and you can see clearly and maybe even sharper than normal. And that's kind of like the state, the peak state when I was in it, when I saw the code. So it seemed more like it was somehow having the ability to train my visual functioning, my focusing capacity to be able to perceive at a different focal length or in a different way. Probably it could just be like a different focal length. It might just be you need to be right there on the money and then boop, you see it. Boop, it's just right there. And once you see it like a magic eye, you can just see it like that and you can't unsee it. But if you've ever tried to describe a magic eye to somebody who can't see it, who hasn't allowed their visual focus to snap, and you have to just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't see anything. I can't see anything. But then once you see it, you see it. And the difference between the laser code and a magic eye is that for a magic eye to work, you need to actually see it in stereo vision. If you cover one eye, it doesn't work. You need both eyes to be able to see the magic eye, to see the optical illusion come into form. But not so with the code. You only need one eye to see it, which lends itself to the theory that it's less likely that this is some type of hallucination or optical illusion of some kind. All right, so I think that was mainly what I wanted to cover. The code is real. There is something there. I don't know what it means. I do have to run the experiment again because, like I said, it only snapped into focus that one time.